Get all the latest news and coronavirus and more delivered daily to your inbox. Sign up here.
It appears that Todd Chrisley is on the mend.
Chrisley's daughter Savannah took to Instagram on Thursday to update fans on her father's condition after he was hospitalized for coronavirus.
Update: I've realized Instagram cut me off on my last post. Dad is home and doing well. Savannah, 22, announced. He said he feels 75% better. Within the past couple days he's kinda been a smart ass, so we know he's definitely on the mend.
Convicted rapist Harvey Weinstein survives coronavirus and is out of quarantine, spokesman says.
She added, I mean that mischievous smile isn't ever gonna give up.
In the photo that accompanied the post, Todd, 51, was seen smiling.
Just one day earlier, Savannah discussed her father's COVID-19 diagnosis on Instagram, alongside a family photo, albeit without herself in it.
Dad was diagnosed with the coronavirus about 2.5 weeks ago. And I have never been so scared in my life, the reality star revealed. When everything started with COVID-19 I was like a lot of you. My mindset was, wash your hands, don't touch people, and you'll be okay. But boy has that irresponsible mindset changed.
Noting that both she and her father are the worriers of the bunch, Savannah said she immediately started worrying for her father when he began to get sick, and eventually convinced her father to get tested for the novel virus sweeping the nation.
Queen Elizabeth shares letter to Monty recipients after coronavirus forces service cancellation.
Preemptively, Savannah then explained that her father did not only receive a test because of his status as a celebrity but because testing was readily available.
After getting tested he went back home and stayed quarantined in his bedroom for 7 days and then his test came back positive. When Mom and I read that our hearts dropped, Savannah continued. Dad's symptoms were worsening as days went on.
In the middle of the night, Todd woke up his wife Julie, who took him to the emergency room. Because of the strict guidelines in place, Julie simply had to drop Todd off rather than go inside with him.
He stayed at Vanderbilt for 3 days and those were the hardest 3 days I think I've ever endured, Savannah admitted. I talk to my daddy 10x a day. He's my best friend. I also never go to bed a single night without a good night and I love you text. And now my dad was sitting in a hospital room by himself and I had no idea how he was.
Todd Chrisley reveals hospitalization over coronavirus, the sickest I've ever been.
She continued, at one point I fell on my hands and knees and begged God to not take him, to not take my best friend. I would give everything I had if it meant keeping my daddy. I was so desperate that I dropped photos of our family off at the hospital and said, if he sees these I know he'll keep fighting.
As many stars have before her, Savannah urged her followers to take coronavirus seriously.
Stay home, social distance, and most importantly, love harder than ever. Life is so short, she said before offering thanks to friends and healthcare professionals.
On Tuesday, Todd joined his wife Julie on their podcast, Chrisley Confessions, to open up about his symptoms and what the family has faced since his diagnosis.
Click here to get the Fox News app.
I mean, folks, come on. Can we talk about this BH called corona? I have been battling corona for 3 weeks. I was in the hospital for 4.5 days, fever between 100 to 103, and it has been the sickest that I have ever been in the 52 years that I have been on this earth, Todd said.
He added, as of right now, folks, I still am not clicking on all cylinders. I'm probably about 70 to 75% of what I'm normally am. But that last 25% is kicking my